The dining room is packed. Not just busy, packed like a heartbeat trapped in a glass box. Camera flashes pop, bright and rude, and the champagne glasses clink like tiny alarms going off right under my skin. I'm in my office, watching through the half-open door as my ex-husband's new wife poses under my restaurant's logo like she paid for the paint herself. My throat tightens. A knock. Rafi steps in, face drained. "Ma'am, their booking isn't under his name." My stomach drops so hard it feels like it hits the floor. Then, under whose? He slides the reservation sheet forward. One name circled in red. And it's the name that ruined me, years ago, without leaving fingerprints. My office smells like printer ink and lemon cleaner, the sad little corner of the restaurant that never gets to enjoy the butter and garlic out there. The walls are thin. I can hear the room breathing, laughter rising and falling, chairs scraping. A fork dropped like a tiny scream. Every sound slides under my skin. 2 years ago, I was signing divorce papers with hands that wouldn't stop sweating, trying to smile like I wasn't being hollowed out in front of strangers. Now I own this place, Marigold and Salt. Warm lights, open kitchen, soft jazz that makes people forgive their day. My safe place, my proof, and yet, tonight it feels like the air belongs to him again. I stare at the reservation sheet Rafi laid on my desk. The red circle looks like a wound that refuses to close. Mr. K. My tongue goes dry. The name doesn't just sit in my mind, it presses like a thumb on a bruise. I haven't heard it spoken in years, not out loud, not in a way that could touch me. I told myself the past was locked away, that I'd outworked it, outlived it. Rafi stands there, eyes flicking between me and the door like he's afraid the party might spill into the office and swallow us whole. He's not a dramatic person. That's why the fear on his face scares me more than the name does. "Are you sure?" My voice comes out too thin. He nods once. "The system shows the sponsor account. It's verified, ma'am, but not under your ex-husband." My nails press into my palm. Hard. I need the sting to keep me present. I can feel my heartbeat in my throat, in my ears, in my fingertips. Out there, Nadia laughs again. Bright and practiced. The kind of laugh that says, I'm safe because I'm surrounded by people. I imagine her standing under my logo, chin lifted, letting the flashbulbs make her glow. Like she's the owner, like I'm just staff. Why would Armin choose my restaurant for his remarriage party? The question isn't curious, it's sharp, it cuts. Because he wants to prove something, because he wants to take something. Because he wants to show everyone that he can walk back into my life, wipe his shoes on my hard work, and leave without a scratch. I swallow. The taste is bitter, like I've bitten down on a secret. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, I think, and the thought feels like speaking to a room full of women who've learned to smile through it, stay with me. Because what I learned tonight changed everything. Rafi clears his throat. There's more. My eyes snap to him. He pulls out another paper. Not glossy, not celebratory. Official. Cold. This was attached to the booking, he whispers. An inspection request. For tonight. My stomach tightens so fast it feels like it's trying to protect itself. I stand. My chair legs scrape the floor, loud in the tiny room. I hate how small my office suddenly feels. I hate how my own restaurant can feel like a trap when the wrong people walk in. I open the door. Warm light hits my face. Noise hits next. Perfume, food, champagne. Sweet, heavy, dizzying. I force my mouth into a calm line and step out like I belong here. Then I see her, back table, half hidden. A woman with a folder on her lap, fingers wrapped around it like it's a weapon. My name is printed on the front. My pulse stutters. She looks up, and our eyes lock. The dining room is all honeyed light and soft music, the kind of place people walk into and instantly lower their voices, like the walls are expensive and deserve respect. Tonight, nobody lowers anything. They're loud on purpose. I can feel it in the way they laugh too hard, the way they clap at nothing, the way they keep turning their phones toward the center of the room as if the night is a stage and they've already decided who the star is. Nadia. She stands near the photo backdrop Armin's people brought in. White flowers, gold frame, a scripted hashtag in shiny letters. My logo hangs just above it, painted on the wall in my own hands, late one night when I couldn't afford a sign maker. Marigold and salt. The brushstrokes aren't perfect, but they're mine. They came from exhaustion and stubbornness, and she's standing under it like it's her crown. Her dress is ivory, not a wedding gown, but close enough to make a point. The fabric catches the warm light and throws it back, making her look like she's glowing from the inside. That glow is practiced, manufactured. I can see the seams, even if everyone else can't. Armin is beside her, one hand at her back like he's guiding her through a museum exhibit he purchased. His smile is wide, generous, the smile he uses when he wants witnesses, when he wants the world to remember him as the good guy. The moment my eyes land on him, my body reacts before my mind can do anything polite. Heat climbs my neck. My shoulders tense. My stomach knots tight like a fist. It's not fear, not exactly. It's my nervous system recognizing a familiar threat, like the scent of smoke before you see the fire. I force my feet to move, slow, controlled. The floor is polished wood reflecting chandelier light in long streaks. My heels make a soft click. Each step feels like a decision. "Ma'am," Rafi murmurs from behind me, a shadow at my shoulder, steady and loyal. His voice is low. "Do you want me to?" I shake my head without looking back. If I speak right now, my voice might shake, and I refuse to give Armin that. I glide toward the center of the room like I'm floating, like I don't feel the eyes on me, like I don't taste metal at the back of my tongue. Nadia turns first. She sees me, and her smile becomes brighter, not warmer, sharper, so. She takes a half step forward, chin lifted, lashes fluttering like she's stepping into a spotlight. "You must be..." She pauses as if my name is a small inconvenience. "The owner." I'm the owner, like it's a rumor. "Welcome," I say, and my voice is soft, smooth. I surprise myself with how calm it sounds. "I hope you're comfortable." Her gaze flicks over me, not to see me, to measure me. Outfit, simple black blouse, hair pinned back because I was running payroll an hour ago. No jewelry except the thin chain my son tugged on this morning. It's not glamorous, but it's real. It's work. Armin steps in before she can reply, spreading his arms like he's hosting in my home. "There she is," he says loudly enough for nearby tables to hear. "The genius behind this place." The word genius lands like a joke told at my expense. He leans in, too close, and the scent of his cologne hits me. Clean, expensive. The exact smell he used to wear when he wanted to soften me after hurting me. My throat tightens. "You look, well," he says, his voice dropping low, private, strong. I can feel the trap in the compliment. I hold his gaze. I don't blink. "I am." His smile twitches. For half a second, I see irritation flash behind his eyes. Then it disappears, replaced by charm again. Always charm. Charm is his camouflage. He turns to the room, claps once. "Everyone, can we just appreciate how beautiful this restaurant is?" he announces. My ex-wife built it with her own 2 hands. Ex-wife. He says it like it's a title he still gets to use. A ripple of applause runs through the tables. People smile. People look at me like I'm part of the entertainment. My skin prickles. I want to crawl out of my body and stand somewhere else. I smile anyway. My lips feel stiff. Because I've learned something about public rooms. If you show pain, people step on it without realizing. Nadia slides closer to me, voice sweet. "It must have been hard," she says, "doing all this alone." Hard, like it was a cute struggle story. "It was," I answer, "but it's mine." Her eyes narrow, just slightly. She glances around, taking in the banquet corner, the private hall doors, the bar. Her gaze lingers on the ceiling vents, the fire exit sign, the camera dome near the entrance. She's not admiring, she's collecting. "Who owns the building?" she asks suddenly, casual as sugar. The question hits my ribs like a knuckle tap. I hold my smile. "The landlord," I say. "I lease." "And the lease is long-term?" she presses. Armin's hand squeezes Nadia's waist, a warning disguised as affection. But she keeps looking at me, eyes bright with curiosity that feels like hunger. "Long enough," I answer. She tilts her head. "Suppliers?" she asks. "You have contracts, or do you buy weekly?" The room seems louder, the jazz feels sharper. A laugh bursts somewhere, and it sounds like someone snapping a branch. Why is she asking this? My pulse jumps. Rafi shifts at my shoulder. I feel him lean in slightly, like a shield. "Ma'am," he murmurs, barely audible. "Kitchen needs you." "Bless him." I nod, grateful. "Excuse me," I say to Nadia and Arman. "Enjoy your evening." Armin catches my wrist as I turn. His fingers close around me, not hard enough for anyone to notice, but firm enough for me to feel the old familiar ownership. My skin crawls. He leans in, smiling, eyes glittering. "Relax," he whispers. "It's just a party." My mouth goes dry. "Don't touch me," I say quietly. His grip loosens, but his smile doesn't change. "You're still so dramatic," he murmurs like we're flirting. I pull my wrist free and walk away without looking back. My heart is banging. My ears feel hot. The room sways slightly as if the floor is a boat. I head toward the kitchen corridor, but my eyes snag on the back table. The woman with the folder is still there. She doesn't look like the guests. No glittering dress, no shiny shoes, plain blouse, tight bun. Face unreadable, like she's trained herself not to react. She's not eating, not drinking, just sitting with that folder on her lap, fingers resting on my printed name as if it's a promise. When she sees me looking, she doesn't look away. My stomach clenches. I take a breath and keep walking because confronting her in the middle of the dining room would be a gift to whoever set this up. In the kitchen, the air is thick with heat and garlic and sizzling butter. My cooks move like a practice dance, plates sliding, knives chopping, orders being called. Normally, the kitchen calms me. The routine steadies my mind. Tonight, it feels like the walls are leaning in. Rafi follows me into the small prep corner, away from staff ears. He closes the door behind us. "You saw her?" he asks, voice tight. I nod. "Who is she?" He swallows. "I don't know, but the folder, it's legal. I recognize the stamp." A cold shiver crawls down my spine despite the kitchen heat. "What else do you know?" He glances toward the office. "The payment," he says. "It's marked pending verification. Not declined, pending. That means someone's holding it." "Who?" He hesitates. "The sponsor account is older, big, like corporate, like a chain." My mouth tastes bitter. "Mr. K." Rafi's eyes flicker. "You know him?" I let out a breath that shakes. I wish I didn't. My mind flashes back without warning, like a scene I never asked to replay. A different office, years ago, cheap air freshener and stale tea. Arman beside me, hand on my shoulder, his voice warm. "This is Mr. K," he'd said. "He helps smart women grow." I remember the way Mr. K shook my hand, firm, lingering, the way his eyes slid over me like I was a product, the way he smiled while promising funding, mentorship, opportunities. Then the way everything collapsed, the funding that never came, the sudden delays, the strange calls from banks, the supplier who claimed I never paid, the lawsuit threats that appeared like vultures, and Armin standing back saying, "See, business is risky. You should have listened to me." My father getting sick during that storm, my mother crying quietly at night, me staring at my ceiling, wondering if I was just naive. I never proved anything. I just survived. Rafi's voice pulls me back. "Ma'am," he says carefully, I didn't want to ruin your night. I thought maybe it was just a mistake, but then the inspection request, my eyes snapped to him. Inspection request? He nods, face pale again. Attached to the booking, filed for tonight. It looks official. My body goes cold and hot at the same time. Why would there be an inspection tonight? Rafi's jaw tightens. I don't know, but it's too perfect, too timed. The kitchen noises blur. My heartbeat roars in my ears. This isn't a party, it's a stage, and I'm the thing they're trying to push off it. I press my fingertips to the counter. The stainless steel is cool, grounding. I inhale. The smell of bread baking fills my lungs. Think. Arman requested the banquet hall. He insisted on paying in full. He acted overly generous. He wanted to be seen as the man who helped his ex-wife succeed. But the booking isn't under his name. It's under Mr. K's. So, Arman isn't just here to celebrate. He's here to deliver me. Again. The thought makes my throat tighten so hard it hurts. I need air. I step out of the kitchen corridor and head toward the side hallway where the noise dims. The walls here hold framed photos. My grandparents' village kitchen, my first menu draft, the opening day when my hands shook pouring tea for the first customers. My life on the walls, my proof, my phone buzzes in my pocket. I ignore it. My hands are trembling. As I pass the private hall entrance, a door cracks open, voices slipping out. Arman's voice. Low. Confident. Like he's sharing a secret with someone who already agrees. Just smile, he says. Nadia's softer voice answers, amused. I am smiling, Arman chuckles. Then, clear as a knife sliding from a sheath, he says, after tonight, she won't have this place anymore. My breath stops. For a second, everything goes silent in my head. No music, no clinking glasses, no kitchen sounds, just that sentence echoing. After tonight, she won't have this place anymore. My fingers curl into fists at my sides. My nails bite skin. I can feel my pulse pounding in my wrists. I lean closer to the door without thinking, as if my body wants more pain, more certainty. Nadia laughs softly. You're sure? Arman's voice is smug. I'm always sure. My stomach twists. Bile rises, sharp and sour. I swallow hard, trying not to make a sound. My restaurant. My safe place. The thing I built with my own hands while raising a child and swallowing humiliation like medicine. He wants to take it. Again. I back away from the door slowly, like it might explode. My legs feel shaky. The hallway lights blur slightly, and somewhere behind me the dining room erupts in another wave of laughter, bright and careless, like nothing in the world is about to burn. I go back into the dining room, wearing my calm like a dress that's a size too tight. It pinches under my arms, cuts into my ribs every time I breathe. Arman has moved to the center again, laughing with a group of guests like he's the mayor of my restaurant. He throws his head back when he laughs. Too loud, too open, like the sound is proof he's untouchable. Nadia stands beside him, one hand lightly resting on his arm, her eyes drifting around the room as if she's already arranging furniture in her mind. When she sees me, she smiles and lifts her glass slightly. A toast. Without words, I lift mine back. My fingers are steady. My stomach isn't. My staff move fast, weaving between tables with trays held high. The smell of roasted chicken, toasted cumin, caramelized onion. My comfort smells, mix with perfume clouds and sharp champagne. It should feel like success. Instead, my skin keeps tightening as if I'm waiting for a slap. Arman catches me walking past and steps into my path. You should thank me, he says softly like he's giving advice. His eyes glitter with false kindness. I'm bringing you big clients. I look at the people behind him, strangers, some local business types, sure, watches, shiny shoes, loud confidence. But I don't recognize anyone who could make me. Thank you, I say anyway, because the word costs me nothing and buys me time. His smile widens, pleased. See, he murmurs. Still smart. His gaze drops to my hands as if he expects to see them shaking. The moment he doesn't, something hard flickers behind his eyes. Nadia glides closer, her voice syrupy. We were talking about branding, she says, and I can hear the bait in the sweetness. Your logo is so charming. Did you trademark it? There it is, the sharp hook under the soft bait. My mouth dries. I am in the process, I say carefully. Her brows lift, fake surprised. Oh, you should be careful. These things can get complicated. She says complicated like she's talking about weather, not knives. Armin laughs. Don't scare her, he says, patting Nadia's hand. She's sensitive. Sensitive. Like my pain is a personality trait. My pulse hits my throat. I nod once, then move away before my face betrays me. My heels click faster than they should. I hate that my body wants to run. Rafi meets me near the service station, eyes sharp. Ma'am, he says low. He's here. My stomach drops again. Who? Rafi's jaw tightens. The compliance officer. The words land like ice water down my spine. What? I whisper. I saw his badge, Rafi says. He came in through the side entrance. He's asking for you by name. My vision narrows. The room feels suddenly farther away, like I'm underwater. Is it routine? I ask, already knowing the answer. Rafi shakes his head. He said he has a file. A file. My fingers go cold. Where is he? Near the bar, Rafi says. He's waiting. I swallow hard and walk toward the bar with my chin lifted. Each step feels like pushing through thick syrup. Guests turn to look, sensing drama the way people smell rain before a storm. The compliance officer is a middle-aged man in a plain shirt, clipboard in hand. He's not smiling. His eyes are flat, practiced. He watches me approach like he's already decided what he's going to find. Miss Farron? He asks. Hearing my name spoken in that tone, official, suspicious, makes my stomach twist. Yes. I'm Officer Rahman, he says, holding out his badge just long enough to flash it. I'm here for a compliance inspection. My throat tightens. Tonight, I manage. He glances past me toward the banquet area. His eyes catch Armin and Nadia for a half second, then slide away. I have multiple complaints filed, specific complaints. He taps his clipboard. I need your licensing binder, staff records, and supplier invoices. The words hit one after another. Complaints. Specific. Invoices. My heart starts hammering. We're in the middle of a private event, I say, forcing my voice to stay even. Inspections aren't scheduled for your convenience, he replies. I taste blood. I realize I've bitten the inside of my cheek. My mind flashes again. Divorce day, bank calls. The lawyer's office that smelled like dust. Armin sitting across from me, relaxed, legs crossed, as if he was watching a boring movie. I remember the bank officer's voice on the phone. Ma'am, the account has been drained. I remember my hands trembling as I signed papers because what else could I do? And now, another official clipboard, another man with a badge. Another situation designed to make me small. My nails dig into my palm. I nod slowly. Of course, I say, we'll cooperate. Cooperate. The word tastes like surrender, but it isn't. Not yet. I turn to Rafi. Bring the binder, I whisper. And call Sabiha. Rafi's eyes widen. Now? Now, I say. My voice is sharp enough that he doesn't question it. Rafi moves fast, disappearing into the hallway. Officer Rahman stands there, looking around with thinly veiled judgment, scribbling something on his paper. The guests nearby pretend not to watch, but their eyes keep darting toward us, hungry for any crack in my composure. Armin appears at my side like a ghost. Oh no, he says loudly, performing concern. Is everything okay? I stare at him. His eyes are bright, innocent. Liar. Officer Rahman answers before I can. Compliance inspection? Arman's mouth forms a perfect O. An inspection? Here? Tonight? He shakes his head like he's on my side. That's terrible. She runs a clean place. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that. He says it like he didn't just plant the seeds for this. Nadia steps in too, placing a hand on Armand's chest like she's calming him. It's probably just a misunderstanding, she says, and her eyes flick over me. Cool. Evaluating. These things happen when paperwork isn't organized. Paperwork. My jaw tightens. Our paperwork is organized, I say quietly. Nadia's smile doesn't falter. Of course, she says. I'm sure it is. I feel my hands shaking, tiny tremors. I curl my fingers around the edge of the bar until my knuckles ache. A laugh bursts from the banquet area, and it sounds wrong, out of place, like laughter at a funeral. Then, I feel it, someone watching me from behind. I turn. Sabiha is weaving through the tables toward me, her eyes locked on mine. She's not smiling. Her face is hard, focused. The moment she reaches me, she leans close, her voice a whisper that slices through the noise. This isn't a party, she says. This is a trap. My throat tightens around air. I nod once because hearing someone else say it makes it real. Sabiha's gaze sweeps over Arman and Nadia, then over Officer Rahman. Her nostrils flare slightly. She's furious. She always gets furious on my behalf first, like she's carrying extra anger for me because she knows I'd try to swallow mine. Rafi returns with the binder clutched to his chest like it's a lifeline. He hands it to me, but his fingers linger as if he's steadying me. Officer Rahman flips it open immediately. He doesn't even pretend to be polite. He scans documents with quick, sharp movements as if looking for something that confirms a belief. My skin feels too tight. My breath is shallow. Sabiha shifts closer. Who filed the complaints? She asks Officer Rahman. Voice calm but edged. Officer Rahman doesn't look up. Anonymous. Anonymous, of course. My stomach clenches. Anonymous complaints with specific details. That's not random. That's someone who knows my operation. Nadia tilts her head. Anonymous? She repeats, feigning sympathy. That's so unfair. Airman sighs dramatically. People are jealous, he says, then looks at me with a soft smile. Don't worry. I'm here. I want to laugh, a sharp, ugly laugh, the kind that would make people recoil. Instead, I swallow hard. Rafi leans toward me, mouth close to my ear. Ma'am, he whispers, voice trembling. The sponsor. Mr. K is listed as the event sponsor. My vision darkens at the edges, and Rafi swallows, eyes flicking toward the banquet area. He's already here. The dining room's warm light suddenly feels like heat from a fire that's about to get out of control. My heart pounds so loud I swear the guests must hear it. I slowly lift my gaze to the far side of the room, and there, half hidden behind a group of laughing men, someone sits perfectly still, perfectly comfortable, as if chaos is his favorite music, Mr. K. He raises his glass slightly like he's toasting me. My stomach turns. The trap has a face now. Mr. K looks exactly the way my nightmares remember him. Smooth, unhurried, expensive. He sits like the chair was built for his body. Dark suit, crisp collar, a watch that catches the chandelier light and flashes it back like a signal. His face is calm, almost bored, but his eyes are awake, watching, enjoying. My throat tightens so hard it feels like someone's gripping it from the inside. I can't move for a second. My legs lock. My lungs forget how to take a full breath. Sabiha's hand finds my elbow, firm. Hey, she murmurs, grounding me. Look at me. I blink once, twice, forcing myself to come back into my body. Officer Rahman is still flipping through my binder, pen tapping, eyes scanning. He pauses on a page and his mouth tightens, like he's found something he can use. Your payroll records, he says without looking up. I'll need your last 3 months. My stomach drops, not because I'm hiding something, because I can feel the shape of what they're doing. They're not looking for dirt. They're trying to manufacture it. Rafi, I whisper, pull the payroll files. Rafi nods quickly and moves, but his shoulders are tense like he's carrying weight. Nadia's voice slides in, sweet and sharp. 3 months? she says, eyebrows lifting. That sounds serious. Armin sighs like a hero forced to watch a tragedy. It's okay, he says to Nadia, loud enough for nearby guests. She'll handle it. She's resilient. Resilient, like I should be grateful for the chance to prove it again. My eyes drift back to Mr. K. My body wants to look away, but I force myself to hold him in sight. I need to know where the danger is. I need to see if he moves. He doesn't. He simply watches. Like this is a show he paid for, and suddenly I'm not in my restaurant anymore. I'm years younger, sitting in a bland office with peeling paint and a rattling ceiling fan. Armin's hand is on my shoulder, warm, steady, convincing. He's whispering in my ear, trust me, he's a big man. He'll help us. Mr. K's hand reaches across the desk and covers mine like a lid. Smart women deserve support, he'd said. Voice soft, almost tender. You have talent. I like talent. I remember the way Armin's eyes gleamed when Mr. K said that. Like he'd just secured a deal, like I was part of the deal. Then, weeks later, emails unanswered, calls returned late, meetings canceled, a supplier threatening legal action over an invoice I never saw, a bank letter about a loan I didn't apply for, and Armin, always calm, always detached. Maybe you're not cut out for business, he'd said, shrugging. It's okay, come back home. Let me lead. My stomach twists now, hard, because I understand something I didn't understand then. Armin didn't just leave me, he delivered me. The thought is so disgusting I feel bile rise. I swallow it down. My throat burns. A chair scrapes near the back table. The woman with the folder stands, still holding it against her body like a shield. She walks toward the bar area with slow, deliberate steps. My name is still printed on the front, bold, ugly, exposed. Sabiha notices too, her eyes narrow. That's her, she whispers. Officer Rahman clears his throat. Complaints include improper food storage procedures, he reads, tapping his clipboard. Unreported staff overtime. Supplier invoices that don't match reported revenue. Each line hits me like a slap delivered with paperwork. My heart thumps, furious. Those are accusations, I say, voice low, not facts. Officer Rahman finally looks up. His gaze is flat. That's why I'm here. Armin leans in close to me, voice like a conspirator. Don't be defensive, he whispers. It makes you look guilty. I want to turn and spit the words in his face. You did this. But my pride won't let me give him a public scene. That's what he wants. A meltdown. A headline. A story for people to whisper. So I keep my face still. Sabiha steps forward, her posture straight. Officer, she says, can you tell us the time the complaints were filed? Officer Rahman's eyes flick to her, then back to his paperwork. This week, he says curtly. This week, Sabiha repeats, and I can hear her anger tightening her voice. Convenient, Nadia's lips curve. Let's not disrespect him, she says softly, like she's the moral one here. My stomach churns. Nadia's mask is pretty, but the shape underneath is cold. Rafi returns with a folder of payroll printouts, breathing slightly hard. He hands them to Officer Rahman. His fingers tremble. He tries to hide it. Officer Rahman flips through them fast. Too fast. Like he already knows what he's looking for. Rafi leans toward me again, voice barely a breath. Ma'am, there's something else. My chest tightens. What? He swallows. Someone emailed forged invoices, he whispers. To the accountant, the email address. It looks like ours, one letter off. My skin goes cold. When? Earlier today, he says. I only saw it now when I checked the attachments linked to the inspection request. My mind races, a fake email, one letter off, a mimic, a trap designed to look legitimate. Who would go that far? The question slips out of me before I can stop it, and my voice cracks slightly. Rafi's eyes shine with fear. Someone who wants you shut down, he whispers, tonight. The words land heavy, final. I look at Armin. His face is smooth, concerned. He catches my gaze and tilts his head as if asking, Are you okay? The lie is so perfect it makes my stomach hurt. Nadia leans closer to Armin, thinking I won't hear. But the room is loud, and people assume loud rooms hide secrets. They don't. They just make you lean closer. Her voice slips through the noise and cuts clean. After she loses this place, Nadia murmurs, she'll stop acting proud. My vision flashes white for half a second. Proud, as if surviving is arrogance, as if rebuilding is an insult to them. Heat blooms under my ribs, fast and hot, like a fire finally catching. My hands curl into fists again, nails biting. I want to scream. I want to grab the microphone and tell every guest what kind of man Armin is, what kind of woman Nadia is, what kind of shadow sits in the back table smiling like a god. But I don't, because this time, I won't be the woman who reacts. I'll be the woman who records, the woman who proves. I inhale slowly. Air fills my lungs like a painful stretch. I let it out through my nose, controlled. My eyes drift to Mr. K again. He's watching, still, and when our eyes meet, he smiles, small, satisfied, like he can already taste my loss. The woman with the folder finally reaches the bar area. She stands near me, close enough that I can smell her perfume. Cheap floral, sprayed too heavily, meant to cover a nervous sweat. She clears her throat. "Miss Farron," she says. I turn my head slowly. My body feels tight, coiled. "Yes?" She holds out the folder, her fingers pinching the edge like she doesn't want it touching her skin. "This is for you," she says, voice flat. "A notice." My heart stutters. I take it. The paper is heavier than it should be. I open it. Legal language, cold lines. My eyes scan until they hit the center. A claim. A trademark infringement notice. My brand name, Marigold and Salt, allegedly violates another registered brand. I blink hard as if the words might change if I stare long enough. Then I see the company name, owned by Nadia Rahman Enterprises. My breath leaves my body in one sharp, silent rush. I look up at Nadia. Her smile is still there, glossy and perfect, but her eyes are bright with victory. My stomach drops so far it feels like falling. This wasn't just about embarrassing me. They planned to take my name, my identity, my proof. I grip the folder tighter, paper crinkling under my fingers. Behind me, the dining room keeps laughing, glasses keep clinking, music keeps playing, like the world hasn't noticed that the ground under my feet just cracked open. For a moment, I can't hear anything, not the jazz, not the clink of glass, not the hiss from the kitchen, just the sound of blood rushing in my ears, loud and violent like the ocean trapped inside my skull. Trademark infringement, my brand, my name, Marigold and Salt, written like it's a crime. My fingers squeeze the folder so hard the edges bend, paper cuts sting my thumb, and the tiny pain feels good, real, something I can control. Nadia watches me like she's watching a candle gutter, waiting for it to go out. Armand's voice floats in, gentle, almost tender. "Hey," he says, like he's concerned. "What is it?" I look at him, and my body flashes back. Him draining our savings, then acting confused when I cried. Him calling me unstable. Him telling his mother I was too emotional for real life. Him smiling while I signed my own surrender. My throat tightens. I force my face blank. "Nothing," I say, "just paperwork." Nadia's smile twitches. She wants me to break. She wants me to say it out loud. She wants the room to lean in. I fold the notice neatly and slide it back into the folder like I'm tucking away a kitchen receipt. My hands shake, but only a little. I keep them low so nobody sees. Sabiha leans close, her breath warm on my ear. "Show me," she whispers. I angle the folder so she can read. Her eyes scan the page, then snap up, furious. "Oh," she breathes. "Oh, she's bold." "Not bold," I whisper back. "Prepared." Sabiha's jaw clenches. "What do you want to do?" I stare at Nadia. My whole body wants revenge in the messy way. Throw wine, scream, expose. But I can feel the trap around that too. If I explode, they'll paint me as unstable, unprofessional, a woman who can't handle business pressure, a bitter ex. And then the official clipboard and the legal notice will look like consequences instead of a coordinated attack. No, not this time. I swallow, my tongue feels thick. "Record," I whisper to Sabiha. "Everything, voices, faces, anything you can." Sabiha's eyes narrow with focus. She nods once and slides her phone out, discreet, screen-angled, thumb ready. Rafi appears again at my side, eyes darting, quiet panic in his movements. "Ma'am," he murmurs, "Officer Rahman is asking for the supplier invoices next." My stomach clenches. I nod slowly. "Get me CCTV access," I whisper back. "Now. I want tonight saved. All angles." Rafi hesitates. Now, I repeat, sharper. The word comes out like steel. He nods and hurries away. Officer Rahman clears his throat again, and the sound makes my skin crawl. "Miss Farron," he says, "I will need to inspect the kitchen storage area as well as review your supplier invoice ledger." "Of course," I say. My voice is smooth. I surprise myself again. "We'll cooperate fully." Armin's eyes flicker, annoyed. He wanted me rattled. He wanted me defensive. Nadia tilts her head, pretending sympathy. "This is such a shame," she says softly, loud enough for a couple nearby to hear. "On our special night." Special night. My nails dig into my palm. I keep my face still. "Let me get you what you need," I say to Officer Rahman. "Please, give me 5 minutes." He looks like he wants to refuse. Then he nods curtly. 5 minutes. I turn away before he can see the tremor in my jaw. Sabiha follows me down the side corridor, phone still hidden, recording audio. "You're not alone," she whispers. My throat tightens. I don't answer because if I speak, I might cry, and I refuse to give them that either. In the corridor, the noise dims. My framed photos stare at me as I walk past. My grandmother's hands kneading dough, my son in a tiny apron, my first sold-out sign scribbled on cardboard. I stop near the office door and pull out my phone. My fingers hover over my lawyer's contact. My hands are shaking, but I force them to obey. Call. It rings once, twice. She answers. "Farron?" My voice comes out low and tight. "They served me a trademark infringement notice at my restaurant. Tonight, during my ex-husband's remarriage party." A pause. Then my lawyer's tone sharpens. "Who served it?" "Nadia," I whisper. "It's under her company." "Do not admit anything," she says immediately. "Do not sign anything. Take photos, and you need to document bad faith, timing, coordinated action, any proof of orchestration." Bad faith. The phrase feels like a door opening. I inhale. There's also a compliance officer here with anonymous complaints. Another pause, heavier. "That sounds coordinated," she says. "Stay calm. Keep records. If you can capture statements that show intent." "I can," I whisper, and my eyes sting. "I already heard Armin say he wants to take my place." "Get that on record if possible," she says. "And Farron, if this is tied to someone bigger, do not confront alone." Someone bigger. My stomach twists, thinking of Mr. K. "I won't," I say, though my voice shakes slightly. I end the call and press my forehead against the cool wall for 1 second. Just one, letting the chill steady me. Then I lift my head. "I'm going back in," I murmur. Sabiha nods. "What's the plan?" "A plan. I need one that doesn't rely on luck." I look at the dining room entrance, then toward the banquet area where Arman and Nadia are holding court. They are here to make a spectacle of my downfall, so I'll change the script. I walk out with my shoulders back, returning to the noise like I'm stepping onto a stage I built myself. Armin notices me immediately. His eyes track me like a predator noticing movement. Nadia turns too, her smile sharpening. Officer Rahman stands near the bar, waiting, pen poised. Mr. K sits at the back, still and satisfied. Good. Let them all see me. I move to the center and reach for the microphone near the DJ stand, the one we use for birthdays and anniversaries and surprise proposals. My fingers wrap around it. The metal is cool, my pulse is hot. A hush ripples. Guests turn, phones rise. Nadia's eyes widen slightly, curious. Armin's smile begins to form, like he thinks I'm about to thank him publicly. I bring the mic to my lips and let my voice float out, calm and warm. "Good evening, everyone," I say. "Thank you for celebrating with us at Marigold and Salt tonight." The name tastes precious on my tongue. Mine. A few polite claps. I continue. "I want to do something special. An appreciation toast. For the people who support our community businesses, the sponsors, the ones who claim they care about local dreams. My eyes flick toward Mr. K for half a second. His smile doesn't change, but his posture shifts just slightly, like he recognizes a move. Nadia tilts her head, suspicious now. Armin's eyes narrow. "What are you doing?" He mouths silently. I ignore him. "I was told tonight's event is supported by a sponsor account," I say into the mic, sweet as honey, "and I'd love to acknowledge that sponsor properly." A murmur ripples through the room. People like hearing important names. They like feeling close to power. I look toward the back table. "Mr. K," I say clearly. The room quiets further, that name causing a small ripple of recognition in some faces. Mr. K lifts his glass slightly, a slow smile spreading. He stands, unhurried, buttoning his suit jacket with practiced ease. He looks like he belongs on a magazine cover. "Yes?" he says, voice smooth. My stomach churns, but I keep my voice steady. "Thank you for your generosity," I say. "It means a lot to small business owners like me." The words are polite. The room claps. Mr. K nods, basking in it. "Now." I turn the mic slightly, as if sharing the spotlight. "And I'd also like to thank the person who chose this venue," I add, letting my gaze settle on Armin. "Armin, would you come here?" Armin hesitates for a fraction of a second. The audience pressure pushes him forward. He walks up, smiling. Already playing the role of the graceful man supporting his ex-wife, he takes the mic briefly. "Of course," he says, voice booming, "this place is..." He gestures around. "Amazing. I'm proud of what she built." Proud, like he's my father, like he didn't tear me apart. I hold my smile. "Armin," I say, voice gentle, "just so we're clear for our records, since tonight is such a big event, did you personally arrange the sponsor for this booking?" Armin's smile freezes for half a second. Nadia's eyes sharpen. I can feel every guest leaning in. Armand laughs lightly, trying to brush it off. "Yes," he says, eyes flicking toward Mr. K. "I arranged it." "And you chose my restaurant for your remarriage party," I continue smoothly. "Yes," he says again, louder now, confident. "And you're satisfied with our service," I say, still smiling. "Of course," he replies, and the room chuckles. Sabiha's phone is angled toward us, recording. I can see the tiny reflection of the screen in her eyes. Good. Now his words are captured. His ownership of the booking. His connection to the sponsor, his public association. If he tries to deny involvement later, there will be witnesses and video. I raise my glass. "Then let's toast," I say brightly, "to honesty, community, and the truth." The word truth hangs in the air like smoke. Some guests clap, nervously. Nadia forces a smile, but her eyes are cold. Mr. K watches me with a new expression now. Not amused. Interested. Like he's reassessing the game. I step away from the mic and hand it back, letting the room relax, pretending the moment is over, but my heart is still pounding. Officer Rahman approaches again, clipboard ready. "Kitchen," he says, impatient. "Right this way," I say. As I walk him toward the kitchen corridor, my phone buzzes again. A text from my supplier. My fingers go numb as I open it. "Someone called pretending to be you, tried to cancel next week's deliveries, confirming you did not cancel." My vision blurs. My breath catches. I end the call and press my forehead against the cool wall for 1 second. Just one. Letting the chill steady me. Then I lift my head. "I'm going back in," I murmur. Sabiha nods. "What's the plan?" A plan. I need one that doesn't rely on luck. I look at the dining room entrance, then toward the banquet area where Arman and Nadia are holding court. They are here to make a spectacle of my downfall, so I'll change the script. I walk out with my shoulders back, returning to the noise like I'm stepping onto a stage I built myself. Armin notices me immediately. His eyes track me like a predator noticing movement. Nadia turns too, her smile sharpening. Officer Rahman stands near the bar, waiting, pen poised. Mr. K sits at the back, still and satisfied. Good. Let them all see me. I move to the center and reach for the microphone near the DJ stand, the one we use for birthdays and anniversaries and surprise proposals. My fingers wrap around it. The metal is cool, my pulse is hot. A hush ripples. Guests turn, phones rise. Nadia's eyes widen slightly, curious. Armin's smile begins to form, like he thinks I'm about to thank him publicly. I bring the mic to my lips and let my voice float out, calm and warm. Good evening, everyone, I say. Thank you for celebrating with us at Marigold and Salt tonight. The name tastes precious on my tongue. Mine. A few polite claps. I continue. I want to do something special. An appreciation toast. For the people who support our community businesses, the sponsors, the ones who claim they care about local dreams. My eyes flick toward Mr. K for half a second. His smile doesn't change, but his posture shifts just slightly, like he recognizes a move. Nadia tilts her head, suspicious now. Armin's eyes narrow. What are you doing? He mouths silently. I ignore him. I was told tonight's event is supported by a sponsor account, I say into the mic, sweet as honey, and I'd love to acknowledge that sponsor properly. A murmur ripples through the room. People like hearing important names. They like feeling close to power. I look toward the back table. Mr. K, I say clearly. The room quiets further, that name causing a small ripple of recognition in some faces. Mr. K lifts his glass slightly, a slow smile spreading. He stands, unhurried, buttoning his suit jacket with practiced ease. He looks like he belongs on a magazine cover. Yes? He says, voice smooth. My stomach churns, but I keep my voice steady. Thank you for your generosity, I say. It means a lot to small business owners like me. The words are polite. The room claps. Mr. K nods, basking in it. Now. I turn the mic slightly, as if sharing the spotlight. And I'd also like to thank the person who chose this venue, I add, letting my gaze settle on Armin. Armin, would you come here? Armin hesitates for a fraction of a second. The audience pressure pushes him forward. He walks up, smiling. Already playing the role of the graceful man supporting his ex-wife, he takes the mic briefly. Of course, he says, voice booming, this place is... He gestures around. Amazing. I'm proud of what she built. Proud, like he's my father, like he didn't tear me apart. I hold my smile. Armin, I say, voice gentle. Just so we're clear for our records, since tonight is such a big event, did you personally arrange the sponsor for this booking? Armin's smile freezes for half a second. Nadia's eyes sharpen. I can feel every guest leaning in. Armin laughs lightly, trying to brush it off. Yes, he says, eyes flicking toward Mr. K. I arranged it. And you chose my restaurant for your remarriage party, I continue smoothly. Yes, he says again, louder now, confident. And you're satisfied with our service, I say, still smiling. Of course, he replies, and the room chuckles. Sabiha's phone is angled toward us, recording. I can see the tiny reflection of the screen in her eyes. Good. Now his words are captured. His ownership of the booking. His connection to the sponsor, his public association. If he tries to deny involvement later, there will be witnesses and video. I raise my glass. Then let's toast, I say brightly, to honesty, community, and the truth. The word truth hangs in the air like smoke. Some guests clap, nervously. Nadia forces a smile, but her eyes are cold. Mr. K watches me with a new expression now. Not amused. Interested. Like he's reassessing the game. I step away from the mic and hand it back, letting the room relax, pretending the moment is over, but my heart is still pounding. Officer Rahman approaches again, clipboard ready. Kitchen, he says, impatient. Right this way, I say. As I walk him toward the kitchen corridor, my phone buzzes again. A text from my supplier. My fingers go numb as I open it. Someone called pretending to be you, tried to cancel next week's deliveries, confirming you did not cancel. My vision blurs. My breath catches. They're trying to choke me from every side. Legal name, compliance pressure, supply chain sabotage. My knees feel weak for a second. I grip the doorframe. Sabiha sees my face. What? She whispers. I show her the message. Her mouth tightens. Oh, they're desperate, she murmurs. Good. Good. Desperate means they're not as untouchable as they want to seem. In the kitchen, Officer Rahman inspects storage areas, peering into coolers, checking labels. My staff watch with wide eyes, trying to keep moving, trying not to look guilty just because a man with a badge is present. I hate that. I hate how official presence makes innocent people shrink. Rafi returns, breathless. CCTV, he whispers to me. It's saving. I marked the timeline from when they arrived. Relief hits me so hard it's almost dizzying. Good, I whisper. Mark the side entrance too, the hallway, the bar area. He nods quickly. Officer Rahman flips through invoice pages and frowns. Some of these totals, he mutters, don't match the complaint file. Because the complaint file is wrong, I say quietly. He glances up. Are you accusing someone of filing false complaints? Yes, I say, and my voice is calm enough to scare even me. His eyes narrow. That's a serious accusation. So is trying to shut down a business, I reply. A beat of silence. Then, Officer Rahman's radio crackles briefly. He turns away to listen. Sabiha moves closer to me, voice a whisper. That woman with the folder, she's near the banquet corner again. I glance out through the kitchen window. Sure enough, folder woman is by the banquet hall doors, speaking quietly to Nadia. Nadia's face is tight, angry now. Armin is pacing, pretending not to. My pulse accelerates. Sabiha's phone is still recording. Go, I whisper. Ask her, loud enough to capture it. Sabiha's eyes flash. She loves a righteous confrontation. She walks out, posture straight, and approaches folder woman. I follow at a distance, staying close enough to hear, far enough to look uninvolved. My hands are steady now, but my stomach is a knot. Sabiha stops in front of the woman and smiles. Sweet. Fake. Hi, she says. Quick question. Folder woman stiffens. Yes? Sabiha gestures lightly toward the folder. Why are you carrying legal papers to a wedding party? The question lands in the air like a dropped plate. Nearby, guests turn. Phones tilt. Folder woman's eyes flick around, panicked. Nadia steps forward fast, jaw tight. It's none of your business, Nadia snaps. Sabiha keeps smiling. It became my business when you tried to serve papers in the middle of dinner, she says, voice calm. That's not normal. Folder woman swallows. I was instructed. Instructed by who? Sabiha presses. Voice still polite but sharp. Folder woman's eyes dart to Nadia, to Arman, to Mr. K's table. My heart pounds. Say it, I think. Say it out loud. Folder woman's lips part, then close. Fear clamps her mouth shut. Nadia's voice slices in. Enough, she says, and her smile is gone now, replaced with something ugly. This is harassment. Armin steps in too, playing protector. Stop causing a scene, he tells Sabiha, then turns to me as if I'm responsible for my friend's backbone. Control your people. My people. My fists clench. Then, slow, deliberate, Mr. K stands. The room feels like it tilts toward him automatically, like gravity favors men like him. He smooths his jacket and walks forward with that lazy confidence that makes other men step aside. He stops near us and smiles, thin, controlled. Enough games, he says, voice low but carrying. Let's end her little dream tonight. The words punch the air out of my lungs. A hush falls. Even the jazz seems quieter, as if the speakers are afraid. My skin goes cold. He said it, out loud, not as a whisper, not as an implication. A statement, a threat, and every phone in the room is pointed somewhere now. I stare at him, my pulse hammering, my throat tight, my hands steady by force. Inside my chest, something hard clicks into place. You wanted a show, I think, staring at Mr. K's calm smile. Fine, but you won't be the only one on stage. The room holds its breath. Mr. K's words hang there. End her little dream tonight, like smoke you can't wave away. My skin prickles. Every instinct in me screams to retreat, to disappear, to become small so the danger passes. But my feet don't move. My body feels strange, heavy and light at the same time, like I've stepped onto a ledge and realized the only way down is forward. Armin's face is stiff, the smile finally slipping. Nadia's eyes flick around the room, calculating damage, scanning for who heard, who recorded, who might repeat it. They didn't want this part out loud. They wanted me to collapse quietly. I swallow. My throat is dry, tight. The air tastes like champagne and electricity. Sabiha stands beside me, phone still angled, recording. Her gaze is locked on Mr. K like she could bite him. Officer Rahman shifts uncomfortably near the bar, his clipboard held closer to his chest. He's not part of their performance anymore. Not fully. Not now that a sponsor just issued a public threat. Rafi appears at my shoulder, eyes wide. "Ma'am," he whispers, "CCTV? It's all saved." My pulse jolts. Good, good. Proof is oxygen. Mr. K tilts his head at me as if I'm a child refusing medicine. "You built something cute," he says, voice soft, almost kind. But business isn't built on feelings. It's built on compliance, ownership, paperwork. His eyes slide to Nadia. And she has the paperwork. Nadia's chin lifts. She steps forward, smile returning like she's snapping a mask back on. "I don't want trouble," she says sweetly, Tana. "We simply want what's legally ours." Legally ours. My stomach twists. The audacity is almost dizzying. Armin clears his throat, stepping in with that familiar hero voice. "Let's all calm down," he says, palms out. "No one wants to ruin her. We just need things done properly." Ruin her? He says it like he's washing his hands in public. My teeth grind together. The inside of my cheek stings where I bit it earlier. The pain keeps me sharp. I lift my gaze and see phones, lots of them, raised at tables, hovering like curious insects. People smell drama and justice the same way. They can't resist. And suddenly, I remember something I've been holding in my back pocket all evening, like a tiny match. The partnership, the Food Network feature. I hadn't planned to announce it tonight. I wanted it quiet, controlled, my moment. But tonight is not about keeping my joy safe. Tonight is about keeping my life's work alive. I take a breath. The air expands my lungs like it hurts. I step toward the microphone again. Armin's eyes widen. Nadia's mouth tightens. Mr. K watches, amused again, as if he believes he already won. My fingers wrap around the mic. The metal is cool. My hand is steady. "Since we're talking about paperwork and proof," I say, voice calm, carrying over the room, "I think it's only fair that everyone hears the full truth tonight." A ripple runs through the crowd. People shift. Chairs creak. Armand takes a step toward me. "Don't," he whispers under his breath, voice suddenly urgent, not charming anymore. I ignore him. "I've been working with a local food network," I continue, still calm, "for a feature episode on small business resilience. How restaurants survive pressure, rumors, and unfair challenges." Nadia's eyes flash. Mr. K's brows lift just slightly. I keep going. "Their producer is here tonight." A murmur rises. Heads turn. People look around, searching for the important person. Near the side wall, a woman stands up slowly. She's been quiet all night. Simple blazer, no glitter, no forced smile. I remember seeing her earlier, sitting with a notepad and a phone, placed face down like she wasn't here for fun. She steps forward. "Hi," she says, voice clear. "I'm Lena, producer." The room buzzes. Mr. K's smile tightens. Armin's face goes pale in a way he cannot hide under warm lighting. Lena lifts her phone. "We were capturing general footage, atmosphere, customer reactions, a real event environment," she says. "Nothing staged." Her gaze slides to me briefly, permission, a question. My throat tightens. I nod once. Lena turns to the room again. "But tonight," she continues, "we accidentally captured something else." My heart hammers so hard my ribs ache. Armin starts to speak, but his voice cracks. This is private." Lena cuts him off with calm professionalism. "We have audio of statements made in this venue," she says, "and given the presence of a compliance officer and legal documents being served during service, we feel it's important to document what happened." Officer Rahman stiffens. He looks toward Lena now, suddenly aware his clipboard might end up on camera too. Lena taps her phone. Sound pours from the small speaker, louder than it should be in a room this big, slicing through the noise. Armin's voice, my ex-husband's voice, smooth and smug. "Just smile. After tonight, she won't have this place anymore." A gasp ripples across the room like a wave. My stomach flips, but this time it isn't nausea. It's relief, so sharp it feels like pain because it's real now, not in my head, not my word against his, recorded. Armin's face drains, his mouth opens, but nothing comes out. Nadia's eyes widen, then narrow, fury flashing, her mask cracking. Lena taps again, Nadia's voice clear as a blade. After she loses this place, she'll stop acting proud. The room reacts instantly, whispers erupting, chairs scraping as people lean away from Nadia like she's contagious. Someone at a nearby table mutters, "Did she just say that?" Another voice louder, "That's cruel." I stand still, mic in hand, my fingers numb around it. My eyes sting, I blink hard, I refuse to cry, not yet. Mr. K's smile is gone now. His jaw tightens, his eyes flick toward the exit, calculating. Officer Raymond steps forward, his voice suddenly firmer, more official. "Miss Farron," he says, "given the possibility of a coordinated false complaint campaign and the statements just played, I need to pause this inspection and file a report." Pause. File a report. The words hit me like a door unlocking. Nadia laughs once, sharp and ugly. "This is ridiculous," she snaps. "You can't—" Officer Rahman holds up a hand. "Ma'am," he says, "please don't interfere with an official process." Nadia freezes. Her cheeks flush. She hates being told no in public. Armin stammers. "This is taken out of context," he says, voice thin. "I was joking." Nobody laughs. The room doesn't accept jokes that sound like plans. Mr. K shifts his weight, then turns as if to leave. My pulse spikes, my muscles tense. Rafi steps subtly toward the front, signaling to security. Our venue has a policy for disruptive guests, and we do have a guard near the entrance for big events. The guard moves into position, not aggressive, just present. Mr. K pauses, eyes cutting toward the guard. "Move," he says, calm but dangerous. The guard's voice is respectful. "Sir, please wait," he says. "The officer has requested statements." No force, no grabbing, just procedure. A wall made of rules. Mr. K's nostrils flare slightly. He's not used to being slowed down by people he considers invisible. I feel my chest expand with something almost unfamiliar. Power. Real power isn't loud. It's the moment rules apply to someone who thought they were above them. Rafi leans toward me, voice trembling with adrenaline. "Ma'am," he whispers. I checked the email headers. The forged invoices, the routing shows the device ID. It's registered to Armin's assistant. My breath catches. I look at Armin. His eyes dart away from mine too fast. "Got you." The thought is sharp and clean. Sabiha steps forward, voice raised just enough. "So, your assistant sent fake invoices?" she says, letting the room hear. "Your assistant tried to destroy her business with paperwork?" Armin's face contorts, anger finally breaking through fear. "Shut up," he hisses. "Shut up. The man who used to tell me to be quiet while he spoke over me, the man who used to call my concerns drama, is now exposed in front of a room full of witnesses." I lift the mic again, voice shaking slightly now. Not from fear, but from the effort of holding myself together. "I built this restaurant after I lost everything," I say. The words scrape out of me like they're coming from deep inside my bones. I built it while raising my child, while paying debt I didn't create, while people whispered that I'd fail. The room is quiet. I can hear someone's spoon clink against a plate, a tiny accidental sound. "I didn't ask for tonight," I continue, "but I'm not ashamed anymore. Not of my work, not of my survival." My eyes slide to Nadia. "If you wanted my name, you should have built your own." Nadia's lips part, but no words come out. Her eyes flick to Mr. K, like she's waiting for him to rescue her. But Mr. K is watching the room, seeing the tide turning. He hates tides. Tides don't care about money. Armand's shoulders slump slightly like a puppet whose strings got cut. He looks around at the guests, some staring in disgust, some filming openly now, some whispering like they're already rewriting their opinions of him. The performance is dead. Nadia's face changes. Panic briefly flashes behind her eyes. She realizes she's married to a man who uses people as props, and she just became one of his props, too. She turns toward me, voice suddenly thin, trembling. "You knew?" she asks, like I'm the villain for not being destroyed quietly. I stare at her. I feel something in my chest loosen, something that's been clenched for years. "I learned," I say softly into the mic, 2 words. But they carry every sleepless night, every bill, every humiliating phone call, every moment I swallowed my pride and kept working. Mr. K's jaw tightens. "This isn't over," he murmurs, mostly to himself. Officer Rahman steps closer to him. "Sir," he says, "I need your identification and a statement." Mr. K's eyes flash, anger, disbelief, then his face smooths again. "Of course," he says, voice polite, but his gaze slices toward me. A promise. My skin prickles, but my spine stays straight because now I have something I didn't have before. Witnesses, recordings, paper trails, and for the first time in years, the truth isn't just something I carry alone like a secret bruise. It's out in the open where it can breathe. The room empties in slow, embarrassed waves. People don't know where to put their eyes after they've watched someone's mask fall off. They stare at the floor. They stare at their phones. They whisper like whispers can erase what they just heard. I stand behind the bar for a moment, fingers curled around the counter edge, letting the cold wood steady me. My knees feel hollow. Not weak, just emptied. Like my body finally exhaled years of held breath and doesn't know what to do with the space it left behind. Rafi moves quietly, telling staff to keep working, keep serving whoever's still eating, because bills don't pause for drama. He's pale but focused, loyal, the kind of person you don't get often in life. Sabiha stays close. Her eyes keep scanning the room, making sure Mr. K doesn't suddenly decide to do something unpredictable. She's still recording, still collecting, like her anger has turned into a weapon made of proof. Officer Rahman speaks to people near the entrance, calm, official, taking names, taking statements. Hearing that steady tone makes my shoulders drop a fraction, not because I trust the system like a fairy tale, but because tonight, for once, the system saw the trap while it was still being set. Arman is gone. Not dramatically, not with a final speech. He slipped out the moment he realized the crowd wasn't on his side anymore, the moment his charm stopped working. That's what he does. He stays only when he's winning. Nadia lingers by the doorway, face tight, eyes shiny like she's fighting tears. She looks lost. For a second, I almost feel something for her. Then I remember the words, "Stop acting proud," and the softness inside me hardens again, quiet and sure. I walk back into my office and close the door. The air is still here, lemon cleaner and printer ink. My safe little corner. My hands shake when I finally let them. I sit down and press my palms flat on my desk, feeling the faint grooves in the wood from where I've tapped impatiently during late-night bookkeeping. A laugh escapes me, small, cracked, not happy, not crazy either, just disbelief. I didn't win by screaming. I didn't win by throwing a glass or humiliating anyone with my voice raised. I won by staying calm long enough to catch them in their own words, by choosing proof over panic, by refusing to become the messy story they could dismiss. My phone buzzes. A message from my lawyer. "Good. Save everything. We'll file first thing." I close my eyes. Relief washes over me so hard it almost knocks me over. It isn't a clean relief. It's mixed with exhaustion and the lingering taste of fear, but it's real. And then, like a wave trailing behind another, I think of my child at home, asleep under a blanket with cartoon animals. I think of the kind of world I want them to grow up in, one where truth matters, one where someone can't just smile and steal your life while everyone claps. I open my eyes and stare at the red circle on that reservation sheet again. Mr. K. I feel my stomach tighten, not with nausea this time, but with purpose. Tonight exposed Arman and Nadia. But Mr. K is older than this night. His influence is deeper, and I can feel it in my bones, the way he looked at me like I was still something he could purchase. He thinks this is a pause. I know it's a beginning. If you want part 2, the part where I dig back into my first business collapse, the missing funding, the fake promises, and why my father got sick right when everything fell apart. Comment truth. And if you've ever had someone try to erase you with whispers and paperwork, stay close. I'm not done learning. I'm done being quiet.